All right, the Reds, thank you very much for tuning in. Today's daily Liverpool news show. Just going to be a chill chat, everyone. Obviously, it's first live stream in a little while anyway. Obviously, I've been pre-recording the last couple of episodes, but let me know your thoughts, what's best for you on the channel. But obviously, we'll spice it up throughout the coming weeks anyway. It's going to be a very much busy show schedule anyway. Obviously, the games will be coming thick and fast every 3 to 4 days for Liverpool anyway. Let me know your thoughts. How your week's been? Hopefully, all the mothers out there have had a lovely Mother's Day anyway, and obviously everyone that hasn't currently got a mother, and obviously the up in the heavens, thoughts go out to you as well. Everyone thinking about your mums that aren't there, but hopefully you're keeping well, everyone. And if you are new around here, want to keep up to date on all things Liverpool related, whether it be transfer news, pre-match, post-match shows as well. Just hit that subscribe button. You're very welcome. Obviously, the expanding the Reds family around the globe anyway, it's absolutely tremendous, and I really do appreciate all the support on all the content as well, whether that be on TikTok and very much YouTube, most importantly. So if you're not following me TikTok, it's just the same as is on YouTube anyway. I've been putting a couple of bit more different content out there. Obviously a bit more shorter, packaged as well material, so it's a bit more bite-sized in terms of if you want to follow that. That's just Jack Mac LFC on Twitter. So I appreciate everyone that's followed anyway, and hopefully you're very welcome to join as well, everyone, in the comment section below. There's a link in the description. You want to talk all things Liverpool related anyway. Hopefully we'll be joined by Connor. I know Dave won't be able to join me. I think he's just sent me a message on Twitter. So quickly get that up, mate. But appreciate everyone for tuning in, and we've just got an absolutely shocker show as well. What's your opinions on your Salah contract situation, Liam? As I said, mate, obviously the videos are on the channel, and appreciate all the support on the shows, mate, as well. Absolute legends. I think it will get done, Liam. Obviously Salah's agent has been very publicly the last 12 months in terms of his Liverpool career, in terms of it's going to be the talk of the town, especially as you can tell from the title and the thumbnail, mate. The internationals, scouts non-English, really. From my point of view, I couldn't care less diddly squat about England playing football games, really. But most importantly, if I do watch an international game and the highlights, it's to make sure that Liverpool players are not getting injured in reality. But yeah, Liam, don't be stressing too much, mate, and I'm pretty sure it will get done anyway. And even if the case is, mate, if he doesn't sign a 2-year contract extension, well, he's got 2 years left on his contract, and I mean, like a month and a year and a half or something in and around. I think when he does leave, if he does leave, he'll be 31 years old. Obviously, it won't be ideal for Liverpool to very much lose a player of that quality, given his age and obviously his standing within world football. Most importantly, Liam, as he said, but don't stress too much about it, mate. Obviously, we just got to live in the now, live in the moments, and just appreciate every single second in which we see with Mohamed Salah playing for Liverpool Football Club, most importantly, mate. And if he does stay, absolutely fantastic. But over the next 48, 68 hours or whatnot, it's going to be an absolute madness. I could have titled this this video contract about Salah and all that, but it's not really in terms of that. How many internationals left in the break, mate? I think we're back playing. Obviously, we got tomorrow is Cheers North as well, mate. Absolutely a legend. Really appreciate you tuning in, mate. Obviously, Liverpool will be having eyes on the big main one tomorrow. Senegal versus Egypt, as we said. Senegal, we'll speak a bit about that in a little second as well. But I think that's the main one, mate. And obviously, I think you have got possibly one more England international game on the horizon. Chat, let me know if there's any in there. But obviously, there will be a couple more international games going on. I know Thiago Alcantara's had a very good rest, which is fantastic. For some reason, obviously, I think they're trying to manage his games. I think they've taken a lot of notes in terms of Liverpool, in terms of how Liverpool have managed Thiago this season, in terms of how many games he does play and obviously it is rehabilitation in terms of every time he comes back from injury as well. But keep on getting your comments in as well, Reds. If you got any questions for all, obviously your anyone or your fellow Reds family anyway. But no, just fingers crossed, everyone. Toes, fingers, eyes. Like, it's cross everything. Because obviously we don't like international duties, especially Liverpool. The amount of times I think Henderson. It's all of our players in the past. Sturridge used to be the bloody worst. Joe, when you go away with England international duty, Liverpool would do so much in terms of rehabilitation, get them all ready in the Premier League. England call up, and obviously Sturridge would bloody get injured, which is absolutely madness anyway. How do you think Hendo played for England, Jack? Not too bad, Jose. And thank you very much for tuning in, everyone. Absolute legends. Really do appreciate it. Keep on getting your comments and your thoughts in anyway, everyone. We've got a chocker show. Obviously, I'll just go through, obviously. As I said at the top of the show, shout out to all the mums out there anyway. Obviously, we'll speak about Egypt going into this next game. Joel Matip, is he the most underrated centre-back in world football? I wouldn't be talking about that today. Obviously, the Liam mentioned it before, but we'll talk about it's not going to be a show without talking about that. And obviously, the back end of the show, we'll speak about the Watford build-up. And obviously, your starting 11, hopefully, who you'd select in terms of going into that game. And the final one, this will be a bit of fun anyway. Who is the most overrated players in the Premier League? Anyway, so that'll be a good laugh, that anyway, as always. We'll keep on getting your comments in. But Jose, yeah, going back to your comment, mate, in terms of it's similar to the way in which you utilize Trent, mate, in terms, obviously, as I said at the top of the show, Jose couldn't give diddly squat, really. If England were playing on Mars, I couldn't give a toss. And I don't know if that's just me being from Liverpool and just a Liverpool look in terms of international football. England's national team has never done anything for Liverpool in terms of the city anyway. It's never, I don't even remember the last time England played in Liverpool. I don't even know if they have, especially in my lifetime, they haven't. I think Brazil played more times at Anfield in recent times. So, yeah, great to see him play, mate. Obviously, similar to, I think there was that meme going around, Jose, wasn't there? Of Henderson with Maguire in the rondo in terms of when you were just passing the ball amongst each other anyway. And Henderson looked at him like, what are you bloody doing? He's used to playing alongside Van Dijk and having better centre-halves that can actually kick a ball. But yeah, that was my highlight of the week, Jose. Obviously, seeing that bloody clip and just stereotypical of how poor Maguire is a football that he can't even do a bloody rondo right. It's the meme of, what are you doing? No. Yeah, Liam's as well. Yeah, I think it will get done as well. Do you think both Mane and Firmino will get their new contracts? I've got a feeling Mane will get one, but Firmino won't. It's going to be an interesting time, Liam. Obviously, I'll bring Connor in a little second, mate. Cheers, lad, for coming on. In terms of, well, I'll bring Connor in now so we can discuss. All right, lad.
Hello.
How are we? Are you okay?
I'm very good, thanks. I was like, then you're like, oh, I'll bring Connor in a minute. I was like, oh, okay, then there's like, I'll bring him in now. Like,
Yes, leave it in the corner. But I hope that is a good Mother's Day as well, everyone, mate, as well. I'm thinking about you, most importantly. But it's this case of me and you have spoke off camera, haven't we? I don't think any of us we're not lovers of international football, are we?
the international footy is the most disgusting thing on this planet. I'd rather watch the Oscars again, obviously, for obvious reasons. But international football, I absolutely hate. But thank God it's over, and next weekend it's back to normal business.
Yeah, it's going to be probably could be historic. Going and chat. Keep on getting your comments in as well, Reds. It's the excitement of just enjoying the Reds, but just on what Liam's have to say here, spot on. Me and you spoke, haven't we? I think me and you on the same hymn sheet. I reckon. I think all three will get contracts, but as Liam said there, he doesn't feel Bobby will get done. But in terms of me looking at those and then ask your thoughts, mate, in terms of that, Liam, it's not going to be easy in terms of obviously the money in relation to the deals. For me, all three of them, if they stay at Liverpool, and hopefully they do retire at Liverpool, because I think if Liverpool want to be successful in the next 2 to 3, 4 years' time, their form's not going to deteriorate in the next, 2, 3 years. It's going to be a consistent level. And this notion of obviously similar to with when people analyse Trent's game from outside of Liverpool, that might be to be said anyway, that, Trent can't defend. Bobby's form's like over the cliff. Yes, he's not playing obviously peak Bobby. I think it was obviously when Salah had that breakthrough season. But for me, Bobby's still playing at a consistent level in terms of he's been out injured, in and out throughout the team. It's difficult to really bring him in and get rhythm. And obviously Mane, I feel he's having a very good season, but a lot of people, when they analyse football, they look at the goals scored tally, and obviously it's a massive factor getting goals and assists, but his overall game for Mane, Liam, and everyone in chat, I feel he's played very well. Even when he hasn't scored in the last couple of months, you just watch his game and he's trying. It's not like he's putting bare minimum effort in, but obviously, I don't know how you want to start off. Do you want to go for it? How do you feel about all three of them?
I think the big thing to remember as well is, of course, all of us would want, and I think Liverpool themselves would want all three of the main front three to sign new deals. But the problem is, for example, if we were to go on and win, let's say the Premier League, and that, it's then how much do the players want to go again at the club? And look, they've already been here for 5, 6, 7 odd years. Do they want to go and venture something else before they do have to go down then in terms of club level? Like Bobby Firmino, you look at it and think South American footballer, Spain obviously is a huge attraction for someone like that, and I think teams like Barcelona and Real Madrid would comfortably go, even Atletico Madrid I would think would go for someone like a Bobby Firmino. But in terms of Sadio, again, it always gets taken away from him, doesn't it? It's always Salah and things like this. It's like the contract situation now. Like Sadio will want his contract to get done in the summer, and I'd expect it to get done in the summer as well. He's not easily one of the best, if not the best, left-sided winger in world football.
He has been one of the most consistent in the last 5 seasons, mate.
Well, you look at it, what is it? Like, I think he's got like 15, 16 goals in all competitions this season, probably even more than that. And it's like that's a bad season now for some reason. It's so stupid. But it's the fact that, it's like you said, mate, if you watch Sadio Mane, he offers a lot more to the game than just goals and assists, positioning wise, dragging people out of position. If you watch the Arsenal game before the international break, I think Jota's first goal, he completely takes off like 2 players just for Thiago to put that through ball to Jota. And I think people to forget about that, and they always look at Mo Salah and go, oh well, why isn't Mane doing 30 goals a season numbers? But realistically, he's still performing at a very, very high level. It's just the fact that he might miss 3, 4, 5 chances, but then he'll score that one. Remember earlier on the season, the game against Leeds. So I think personally, I think 2 of them will get done. I don't think. It's something about Bobby. I think Bobby to Spain. There's something there. I'd like him to stay. I love Bobby for me. Yeah. But I think Bobby to Spain is something that's been spoken about a bit too often the last year or so.
Yeah, 100%, mate. And let us know, chat anyway, off the back of what Liam's. I will be going, me and Con, and anyone else that wants to join, you're welcome to. Link is in the description. We'll be going through in depth in terms of all your comments or your questions as well. But 100% agree with there, Con. I think Bobby's the second longest represented player in this Liverpool squad, only behind Hendo. I'm pretty sure he's been here for a very long time anyway. If I'm wrong, let me know, chat. I think it's obviously him, Henderson and Milner have been at the club for a very long time. 100% agree with you there, mate. We don't know in terms of obviously the behind closed doors. It's all right, us wanting the players to stay, but most importantly, it's what their families want. And obviously, I think Bobby, I always see Bobby he's very happy to take pictures in and around Liverpool City Centre as well, and he's always got a smile on his face. But I tell you what, when's Bobby never not got a smile on his face? But I'm hoping that's the greediness in me, mate. I hope all three of them do sign. And I think it's not like a player like Aubameyang, as you mentioned there, mate. Certain players, only time will tell if that's the case. But I don't feel those three lads have got that attitude in which we've seen within the Premier League of certain players getting their big payout and obviously the plaudits. But I think the three players, Mane, Salah, and Firmino, it probably would elevate their levels as well. But as I said,
well, you look at it. Sorry for putting in, but you look at Bobby. There's so many situations that you could go with Bobby. That you could transform him into a number 8 and have that other option there. You can keep him at a 10. Keep him at the false 9. I think was it Bobby's last 12 goals. Liverpool have been away from home, and they've been in very important games. For example, Inter Milan, a couple of weeks ago. So, it's not the fact that Bobby's declining; it's the fact that we're bringing in people now that are going above him so much. Like, probably you'll see against City and Benfica now in a couple of weeks. The normal front three will be back to where it is because Klopp always loves going back to what he knows. But the fact that, we've got the likes of Bobby adding stuff, Jota, Diaz as well, it's exciting. But it's the fact that, will Bobby want to transition down? Will he want to become a number 8? Does he want to become a number 10? That's the important thing.
Yeah, 100%, mate. And there's different elements to Liverpool's attacking game in a Conan chat. As Conan said, obviously, we probably will see Bobby play because in the big games, Jurgen historically has played him, especially against Manchester City, and knows exactly what he wants. I always go back to that away game at the Etihad in the Champions League. If we can have that level of performance in a couple of weeks in the Premier League, then the title race will be bloody well and truly on. And what would that mean for psychologically in terms of City? But we'll speak about that when we get there. But yeah, exciting times, Reds. You just got to sit back and relax and enjoy every single second, haven't we? And everyone at home. Obviously, next couple of weeks, whatever happens, enjoy the rides. Like me and you, Con, these are the best times of supporting Liverpool, and we're in our young age. We're getting on, but obviously,
old man age.
Yeah, like obviously Liverpool goes up and down. Obviously, the Roy Hodgson era, we grew up through that really, but when we come out of that, had Kenny obviously won the Carabao Captain One Cup as well, really positive, and Kenny galvanised the club. But don't spend your life on Twitter. I'll tell you that now.
No, don't.
Because your head will fall off. Just enjoy every single ounce of second. I know all of you do. I know all of you will. But just a message for the next couple of weeks and months. Because it could be we could be speaking about this period in the next, 20, 30 years' time when Liverpool have won, hopefully, a couple of trophies. If not all of them. That would be historic. As well.
The best season that any club would have had, ever.
Yeah, well, Jurgen's only one trophy away from doing everything. Like one. I think would he be one of the 31st managers to have won all the trophies at his disposal? I think he would be. If I'm completely wrong, let us know, chat. But I think he just needs to add the FA Cup to his collection, really, and he's won everything. Apart from the Community Shield, he hasn't won that, has he? But I don't know if I don't think we class that as a trophy. Do we? But so some teams would. Terrible time in the season to drop this on the team and play. 100% agree for there, North. Poland, Sweden tomorrow. Sebastian, absolute legend, mate. Obviously, I think Sweden got a last-minute winner in extra time, won it, Seb? In terms, obviously, don't think it was Isaac, but that'd be all eyes will be on that. I think Lewandowski, Connor, and chat. I think Lewandowski, if he wants to win the Ballon d'Or, him, Benzema, and Salah, I think all three of them need to go to the World Cup and have a really positive tournament, don't they, in the next year?
Yeah, no, they do. The only problem is it seems to be like they end up going to the tournament and then don't do anything. Like that's the sad thing. And it's like obviously apart from Benzema, because obviously France go quite far in the tournament. But obviously, the last time, was I think Lewandowski was injured. Mo was recovering from, I think, his arm injury from the Champions League final in Kiev. And I thought, obviously Benzema wasn't in the French team then, so it'll be interesting. But again, it's that fact that it's going to be weird having a World Cup in winter. It's going to be very, very weird.
Yeah, it's going to be mad. Let us know how you feel about that. I think we're all singing from the same in sheet. I hate it. But obviously, it's mad. It's basically like plonking Leo Messi in an Everton team for Lewan, really, isn't it? It's like he's just not going to get to surface. Stupid having international mid-season. Tell me about it, Mark. I wish we could just eradicate internationals from the face of the earth. I said Egypt will go through. It's a World Cup. They will get revenge. Sebastian, I think that's all. There's if we could have settled it, obviously Senegal winning the African combinations, it was fantastic. But Salah needs his flowers in terms of his international. I think obviously what it means for his country as well, most importantly. It'd be absolutely tremendous. Sadly, it was just typical. There must be someone in a certain Man City fan or a Manchester United fan in the draw and in the back room saying, we can't have both of them go into the World Cup. But it's obviously, imagine being Italy. Way!
Oh, no. Too soon.
Saying that, imagine if North Macedonia knock out Portugal, at least Jota would get a rest, won't he? Hopefully. But yeah, we'll get revenge. All eyes will be on that, mate. What trophies do you think we'll win this season if you had to predict? Well, good question there, Liam. Chat, answer Liam's question as well, not just me and Con here, but we are Con. For
all of them? Am I stupid in saying that? I think we can win all of them.
Not really, because if you think about it, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games away from winning the potential Champions League. Obviously, 2 games against Benfica, 2 games against Bayern potentially or Villarreal, and then you got that final. No team in world football will have been put in a better position. I'd say that, Liam, for me personally, in world football. If you look at Liverpool's squad, especially off the back of last season, the depth within Liverpool, especially in the attacking areas, even if Liverpool were to say get one big injury up front, I think we'd still be able to cope. Because I remember in terms of when we played Barcelona in the semi-finals, we didn't have Mo and we didn't have Bobby, did we? And obviously it was up to Shaqiri and Divock Origi, and I wouldn't bloody put it past that man, the Lord, the Saviour himself, Divock Origi. If he will be needed to be called upon, and if he is, then he will deliver. It's death taxes and Origi scoring in extra time. That's what happens with that man.
It's just written all over a semi-final against City in the cup. It's just fully just Pep just mouth drop, Divock Origi just doing what Divock does.
What a crossbar goal in it! What in the semis of the FA Cup, in the league as well. Divock just comes on and just goes, "Hiya, Pep." So Liam, short question. I'd say 3. I'm gonna go Prem, because I think we'll win. Well, I think we'll find out in a couple of weeks, a couple of days. But I think if Liverpool can go to Etihad, psychologically, Pep's bald head will explode. And I think I think he will beat us in the FA Cup. Because I think Liverpool, let us know, chat. I think we should prioritise the league if we can, if we do get a result against City. Obviously, prioritise the Champions League because it is our competition, and obviously, so yeah, I'd go 3, as I think we'll get knocked out of the FA Cup just due to the fact if we do beat City, I think Pep will go all out and the City players will get riled up. But in an ideal world, as Con said, Con, you saying 4? I'm going to say 3. Yeah, chat, let us know. I feel Mason Mount is very overrated. Well, Mark, we'll get to that section of the show. Yeah, but I'd 100% agree with there, Mark. I don't even, was he I seen glimpses of the England game. I think he was in the squad, wasn't he, for England? I'm like, how? The man's been like non-existent for Chelsea the majority of the season. Maguire can't even do training rondos. Oh, tell me about it.
No, like, what are you doing?
As I say, don't know if you've seen the top of the show. I said, imagine transitioning from having like Matip and Van Dijk to having that bloody fridge in the like. Surely you know they have to do rondos. It's one or two touch, and then Henderson's like Maguire. Literally, we've all seen the video. Physically puts his studs on the ball to stop it. I'm like, what are you doing?
I think the interesting thing is like when United do finally wake up from this dream of thinking Harry Maguire is a good defender, how much they would want to recuperate off for him, because they get nowhere near 80 million quid or 90 million quid, however much they spent on him, but they're not even going to get for getting a fiver, let alone for getting $1 million.
Probably get a pack of ham and some Haribos for them at this rate. So that's all I have, Maguire. Big up, guys. Jay, hope you're having a good day, mate. As I said, the link is in the description. If you're very welcome to jump on, mate. Anyone that. Anyway, lads, hope you had a great day. Any of you watch Greece match tonight to see how well Costas does? I probably won't watch that, mate. As I said, I'm not a fan of internet. I do look over the highlights to make sure no Liverpool players, but all the best to Costas. And he has been one of, obviously, Greece's best players in recent weeks. Obviously, he's bringing his Liverpool form into the international stage, which is great to see, really. I'm not sure Bobby will sign a new contract from Mark. I like him, but I feel his performance is down. That's the thing, Mark. And I think Bobby, and obviously, I think the levels in which Bobby, Salah, and Mane, if they continue to reach those levels in which they had previously, as Con said, alluded to before, it would be freakish. It'd be unheard of. Obviously, especially in the Premier League. Obviously, the two phenomenons in world football that you expected season in, season out is Messi and Ronaldo. I know this season not having the best, but in the last 10 years, apart from them, possibly Lawan in terms of the Bundesliga as well. I think Lawan's hit over 40-plus goals in the last 5 or 6 seasons in all competitions. And obviously Benzema has really stepped up in the absence, especially for Real Madrid, in terms of his goals and assists output. But yeah, I agree with you there, Mark. I think he will get there. I just don't think Bobby is on the decline at the moment. So obviously Liam's thinking different. I just think FSG will probably look to sell him and make some money and buy a young striker in the summer. As you said before, Con, everyone let us know your thoughts. Liverpool's game, it's interesting that we have got different strings to our bow. Obviously, when you play Bobby, you've got a certain way of playing, and when you play Jota, it's a completely different opposite in terms of Jota's control of the football. It'll learn it better, but sometimes Jota does lose possession at the top third of the pitch a bit too easy. Would you say that? It's a great option for Jurgen to have, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it is, of course. And the more and more I think about it, the more and more I can't wait for the City game, because I can't wait to see what he lines up with. Because it'll definitely see between it would not surprise me if he did what he did last year and just went 4-2-4 and just had Bobby and Jota on the pitch at the same time. But yeah, the classic thing is to look at the Inter Milan game, how like Bobby dropped deep, got the ball, allowed the likes of, I think, Harvey Elliott and Mo to cut inside and go through the middle and Bobby, he offers a lot. Well, he offers something that I don't think any player in world football offers a football team. But yeah, I don't think the thing is, when you actually look at it as well, Bobby's been hit by injuries quite a lot this season, and Jota, Jota's on like 19 goals this season in all competitions, which, if you're gonna, have a 20-goal, striker or false nine in the team, he's clearly never going to be dropped. And, it only took Jota to get injured to be dropped. So it's one of those, isn't it? But look, there'll be massive rotation over the next couple of weeks. And yeah, like we said, the Man City game and Benfica games will be, Jurgen's probably best 11 in his mind, to be fair.
Yeah, 100% agree with you there. Let us know what your thoughts on what Connor's had to say there, chat as well. What areas do you feel we need to strengthen? Well, just we'll quickly gloss over that and what Mark said, mate. Appreciate your comment, La, and let Mark and everyone know in the comments. For me, it's not mad this season, mate. I know, obviously, we do our transfer videos and we love doing them because obviously it gets the most interaction. Especially putting Salah in the air title. Everyone loves a bit of cheeky Salah title. Yeah. I think all of us, every YouTube content creator, the
to be
views
fair,
literally.
it's not even views though. It's like literally how the algorithm works. Put Salah in the title of Liverpool,
yeah.
it just works.
Mohamed Salah is the YouTube algorithm on YouTube. If you want views, so for me, I'd say possibly a midfielder. Whether that be a box-to-box or a goal-scoring midfielder. Obviously, we will be getting Carvalho through come to the end of this season. As soon as the season finishes, that I get boxed off. Obviously, then Nico having a great performance at Fulham this season in the Championship will only help Liverpool in terms of negotiating the potential deal for that. I think that's more or less done behind closed doors. If anything happens, I'll be very surprised. There'll have to be a different shift in terms of his camp. But obviously, we're bringing him in, a young player. And even if Fulham do get promoted, hopefully they do, potentially Liverpool could loan him back out, especially if he does get guaranteed first-team football. But depending, I think it would add a massive part to play in terms of Diaz. I don't think Klopp expected, I don't think any of us expected Diaz to hit the ground as quick as he has. So potentially, I think that was Jurgen Klopp spoke at the last couple of weeks, Anicon, that Diaz was a summer target, but obviously the movement behind closed doors in terms of Tottenham negotiating a deal or a package for them, then for me, I'd say a potential midfielder, whatever that would be in terms of a goal scorer, box to box, or a more defensive midfielder. For me, it'd just be one midfielder and possibly a fullback to replace Nico Williams.
Yeah, that's the same for me. It's the dream, of course, is Jude Bellingham for the summer, but
and then we woke up.
Yeah, and then we did wake up, but yeah, the dream would be Jude Bellingham. Absolutely, I know that Tchouaméni has also been mentioned as well, but it looks like he's going to Madrid to join Camavinga, and then it is then the backup right back for me. That's the one area where I look at the squad and it's like if Trent is out for a couple of weeks, James Milner not really there, Nico Williams. We all think that he's going to leave the club next season, most likely to Fulham.
Yeah.
The way he's been playing for them has been brilliant. And for me, it would be a backup right back. I wouldn't touch anything attacking wise. Goalkeeper as well, maybe we might bring in a backup because Adrian looks to be going out on a free.
Karius,
Karius going. So you'd have Ali and Kelleher. If one of them gets injured, you're then short on keepers. So I'd say probably third choice keeper, backup right back, and a midfielder.
Yeah, let us know, chat anyway. Obviously, most importantly, your comments do matter as well. Doesn't matter what me and Con think. We're really interested in what you all think.
That's what footy manager's for.
Yeah. If only it was that easy. I want Jurgen to win the FA Cup this season to complete the set. 100% there, Joe, as I was saying before. I to bought 4 trophies. No, but I just want to think that I think a bridge too far. Something's got to give. Yeah, 100% agree with it. North, especially obviously all rival fans will be clicking on everyone's videos where everyone's going, "Oh, we're going to be winning 4." But it's no one give us a bloody Scooby Doo against Barca, did they? But just think Barca game. If anything's possible in football and there's one club in world football to do it, it's Liverpool. And especially if Anfield, and if we do bloody beat City, just go full Keegan. If we do beat them at the Etihad in the league, Anfield, I tell you what now, it will be the best atmosphere, especially if we are leading in a title running, and we know the energy in which Anfield can collapse teams. It's done to Barca or every single team that's come to Anfield. Teams will be petrified to come to Anfield if there was a league title on offer, and the players, it'll give them just such a big boost. And it's about imagine Con and chat if Liverpool just keep on winning, win after win after win after win, and that just gets into like, obviously you will have the odd setback in terms of obviously if you do drop points or here and there, but the one factor that City don't have is the fans in their own stadium. Because I tell you what, now you can put as many plastic flags in the Etihad. You can go on TripAdvisor or shite and offer free tickets for 50% off for the Etihad. I bet you, if you go on City's website now, there's still tickets for the Liverpool versus City game. And I'm pretty sure from what I've all heard from a couple of my mates, they're going to be in the City end anyway. So
they're literally true. Like, but imagine though, like, of course we've got our own separate games coming up. Us against Watford, them against Burnley. Imagine if Liverpool win that. We win that, of course, we go top of the league. Imagine if they drop points to Burnley. Imagine the mindset then. They'll have the Champions League game in between that, which Atletico Madrid is very, very tough.
Atletico, even if they are winning Atletico 3 or 4-0, Simeone's going to be like, yeah, but he's just fucking levered them, mate.
Yeah,
he's just going to be kicking them all to death.
How mentally fatigued will they be facing Liverpool then on that Sunday? It's going to be brilliant if that happens. But of course, it's all ifs, buts, and maybes. But
yeah, of course.
Just imagine. Just imagine.
Yeah, this is why we love football. Mitchell as well. Keep on getting your comments in as well, everyone. Yeah, do appreciate it. Absolute legends. And if you haven't already done so, I know a lot of you already have. Get those likes up, everyone. The absolute legends. If you are enjoying today's episode. Just give me the Champions League. It's the biggest and best trophy. It's the one everyone wants. I think I would agree with you there, Mitchell. But to go level with Manchester United, I think Man United would wheel Fergie back out into management if Liverpool equal. And what a legacy if Klopp did eventually knock United off their perch. Fergie would literally be coming out of retirement like the Undertaker, mate. Maybe the league, Pep maybe gets distracted by the Champions League. Could be our time to strike. As I said, there, North, we've all had a little gander. I think all of us with our mates and family members last couple of weeks, especially on international duties, that's all you can do when you're not watching international football. Football, as Con's alluded to there, chat as well. Burnley. In between.
Classic Burnley.
I tell you, I think Burnley and Sean Dyche will look at that Crystal Palace game. I know Crystal Palace got a lot of more technical, gifted players, and what helps Crystal Palace in terms of getting out, in terms of trying getting beaten the press, was the have obviously like Eze, like Zaha, players that have got that ability to soak up a bit of pressure and then beat one or two players, then spring a counter attack. I know Weghorst, he's a big bloody lump, but he's still technical. Not as technically gifted as Zaha, Christ almighty, but he can still get you to go. Dwight McNeil's probably their best hope of any technical gifted players there. Like to just get it to Westwood and just whip it into the box, innit? Up to Reds, and just pray Burnley get a goal. But whoever does win this league in May, they will deserve it. But it's not going to be easy. And I foresee both, not just Liverpool. If not just City dropping points, potentially Liverpool as well, Con. Because everyone's going to have everything to play for, whether that be top 4, top 6 or 7, getting to the Europa League conferences, relegation scrap. It's going to go down to the bloody wire, isn't it?
Well, you think about it, like if Liverpool was to manage to win every single game from now until the end of the season, I think we'd beat our overall like best winning records, which was like what 18, 19, when we won the league, and it's it's a huge ask to go from now until the end of the season and winning every single game, but with this Liverpool team, with this City team, you look at it and go, a couple of years ago, you go, it's impossible. There's no way. You look at it now, though, and it's like, you go, it could be possible, but of course, it's still very, very difficult for both teams. And you look at like the record, Liverpool have lost, 2 in our last like 58 league games. Yeah, which is unbelievable. So It's going to be exciting. If you're a neutral, of course. If you're Liverpool or City fans, well, particularly Liverpool, it's going to be fucking. Your heart's going to be. You're going to need a new one over the next couple of weeks. But yeah, I can't wait for it though, mate. I genuinely cannot wait. I love this part of the season where we always say around December time, and a huge part of Liverpool fans thought the title race was done and dusted with come after that Leicester game, and now look where we are. We are right in it, and we're fighting. One of the most expensive teams in world football. Pep Guardiola is their manager. Liverpool shouldn't be here, but we are, and it's exciting.
Because of Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah, because of course.
Jurgen Klopp. We all fucking love him. Jurgen, if you're watching, don't you know, fucking stay there. Right, and I'll happily take a double jack. League Cup or the Prem or the Champions League. The FA Cup could be a cherry on top as well. 100% there, Jose. I think obviously we don't want to be too greedy, but I think it'd be tremendous if we could add out of the Champions League or the Prem. Still be a very successful season. But you still have bloody rival fans going, you bottled it. So how can we bottle a league when we've come 15, 16 points? I bet you won't hear a bloody sniff on social media. City bottling a league. You did it all, Liverpool. Oh,
well, luckily when we won the league, they were like, "Oh, Liverpool won under COVID." It's like, take the piss. We won the league before COVID even become a thing.
I think even if we resumed, and we still would have won the league, even if we lost all those
games.
We
would have won it by a point.
Yeah,
if we so stupid.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I've seen second-hand fridges for free on Facebook Marketplace, so I'm guessing Maguire will be the same. I think a couple of years, as you said there, Mitchell, we'll see him on Facebook. Someone's mum or something flogging him. Do you want to buy this waste of space centre half? You wouldn't even get a bloody game in the Vanarama. No respect to the fucking Vanarama players. But yeah, Mark, let us know, chat, what would you be happy with realistically? Obviously, you can say 0-4, but as everyone, the lads have said there. We'll jump on button with dad duties. Oh, absolutely fantastic there, mate. Hope you're having a good time, La. And we'll be obviously hopefully jumping on with you. What day are we on now? Wednesday, mate. I should be free for that, mate. Really do appreciate you asking me to come on. I think we'll win the Champions League and the FA Cup. I just think we will miss out on the league, or sort of worry dodgy refereeing decisions will cost us. Everton game, not saying anymore. Unlucky Jamie, big up Jack and Con. Hope you're both doing well. Cheers for that, John. An absolute legend, and most importantly, every single one of you for obviously supporting mine, Con, and obviously Jamie, and everyone's content. The absolute legends. As I said, hopefully you all had a lovely Mother's Day, and obviously thinking of everyone that has not got a mum at the minute, but thoughts go out to everyone. Won't be Jude because Haaland is leaving this window. They won't let both of them go in the same year. I think obviously me and you spoke about that price. Yeah. What is it? Sign a contract. Sign a contract, big boy. It's Klopp goes into the Dortmund offices. Hey, I'm taking this fella. Right back and a defensive mid, I feel we need. 100% agree with there, Mark. I think that's something that doesn't get. I know Jurgen Klopp spoke about Henderson playing in that 6 role and and I think he foresees Henderson's best position. Pretty sure I've seen an interview with Henderson a couple of weeks ago. I think I'm right, but I think Henderson said Jurgen see him in a 6 more than he did in an 8, didn't he? Yeah. But I still feel we need cover, would you say, in that DM role?
The thing I would say is you can obviously tell there's a huge difference from Liverpool with Hendo as a 6 and Fabinho as a 6. Defensively, and it's only minor things. You know, if you watch Liverpool, now and again, you wouldn't say so much. But if you watch them, like us, week in, week out, there are huge differences. Like Hendo, I think, when he is playing that 6, does push up quite a lot, where Fabinho will, I think he has a better defensive mind, where he will just sit off and just watch the play. Look how many times this season me and you have said that it looks like Fabinho's doing, a 3-man job at times. So I love Fabinho, and I know he's done an interview saying he can't imagine life without Liverpool, which is fantastic.
The adopted Scouser.
Yeah. Do you want some chicken, lad?
Yeah, of course, want some chicken.
But yeah, he's brilliant for me. But yeah, it is a subject where you would like someone that's kind of like box to box and but more defensively minded than than your usual box to box, which is like going forward all the time.
It's all right, lads. We spoke about top of show, didn't we? Bobby's playing DM next season. Wait, what? Defensive striker and all that things. Sarcasm, everyone, just in case. Somebody, especially non-Liverpool.
Joel Matip at CDM next season.
Don't start everyone on Twitter. Fabrizio, nice one for that. Keep on getting your comments in as well, everyone. We will be. Fabrizio Romano said on podcasts, Tchouaméni to Real Madrid is not done, and that Tchouaméni himself. Apologies if I'm butchering that as any French natives. We do apologise. Himself would prefer a move to Liverpool instead because he prefers the project there. Who wouldn't, mate? If you're a player or if you're a young player, Klopp's got a track record, and we've seen it in time at Mainz, Dortmund as well, Liverpool. If he come to Liverpool, he would have the best opportunities to thrive as a player.
Look at Carvalho. Like we mentioned it earlier. Like apparently he's been having offers, for the last year, with the likes of Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs have been looking at him as well. As soon as Liverpool come knocking, he was like, "Yeah, sound okay. I'm gonna sign the deal and things like that." Of course, it didn't go through, in January, but it does look like it will. And that's the thing. It's like you look at Liverpool's team, and you've got Kanate 22, Trent 23. Fabinho's still young. You've got Joe Gomez there as well, Costas. Liverpool do have, a team that will still be here for the next 5-6 years. And if we can build on that and, keep bringing in the young talent that's, currently already at a very high level, make them even better as well. It's going to be tremendous. And, judging from, the stats and statistics, Tchouaméni is going to be one of these players that will be very good if he has the right manager dealing with him. It just does depend on where he does go. I think he will go Spain because it's Madrid, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%, mate. So let us know your thoughts on that, mate. Everyone as well, 100% agree with it, Liam. But I think on Fabrizio, he's a very good journalist, but I think a lot of the work he does is more or less
tap it in. Tap it in.
But obviously, he's amassed. Well, I think he's on like 7 million bloody followers on Twitter. And Fabrizio said, I done like a TikTok video a couple of nights ago, and people were fuming. They were like, Fabrizio's not said this and that and that. I'm like, oh, give me a break. It's like I said, you clearly haven't watched the video because I said that there was a load of rubbish anyway. But you never know. It's time to upgrade on Enzo. I love him, but there are plenty of centre mids available that would take up our squad up to the next level. 100% there, Mitchell. But I love Henderson. I think we all do. But if Liverpool are to win all these trophies, Henderson will play a massive role, mate. And we all know that, don't we? The changing of guards in the next couple of years, I think we'll see that. Obviously, with the transition of moving Milner on, I know Jurgen was offering that contract, 12-month contract to Milner. And I think we all see that. There won't be a City end. There will be a Liverpool end, and Liverpool end with a few City fans. And Mitchell, I'm telling you what now, mate, there will be. It's scary how easy it is to get a ticket to the Etihad, mate. Like it's frightening. It's disgusting, mate. For a team of that quality and the winning week in, week out, it's like the fans are getting bored.
I'm not going to lie, I'm looking now. Supposedly it says Liverpool City is sold out, but then for the next game, you can buy tickets right now.
So if you want a cheeky, go for it.
If you want like a $5 ticket, there you go.
Yeah, it's embarrassing, mate. Absolutely embarrassing. Imagine supporting a club and you're just giving away free tickets more or less in the box. There won't be a City end, but yeah, it was 100% there. And so I feel a lot to inspire our team on the pitch and off the pitch. 100%, Mark. I think I love him, and I've went full circle at a very early stage of his career, and I think he offers Liverpool. Like, I always cast my minds back on as well, and chat, let me know when we were in that run-in with, obviously, with Rodgers and Suarez in that season, him getting sent off against City.
Huge.
Like that was like he was probably one of our best players at that time, and I
Probably,
think
he probably was the best player when you look at. I know that's mad to say,
hmm,
with Sturridge and Suarez and that, but
it,
like you said, the importance of him was unbelievable.
yeah, his form was tremendous, wasn't it, mate?
Mm.
But also worldwide recognition, 100%, mate. Yeah, I'd be fully happy with the League Cup and the Premier League. It's from Jose, 100%. No English team will match our 6 Champions Leagues anytime soon. We have time. Yeah, Jose. I think City will spend another billion, and but that's why it makes me laugh, innit? Like, no one's asked Aricon and chat if City win the league. They all want, because obviously they don't want Liverpool to win another trophy and add to our collection. They don't know any City mates. They don't know any people that wind them up. I'm pretty sure, like, obviously, if you got Mank mates or Arsenal mates and all that, and Everton mates as well, obviously, we all wind each other up, but it's good banter, good rivalry, anyway. It's the whole point is some supporting football and that. But no one, I don't know any, apart from like the odd one or two on Twitter, but I don't know personally any people that support City.
I know more people that support freaking Spurs than I do, like, and that's mad to say when you think about it. Like, the odd one or two on, like you said, on Twitter, but in genuinely knowing people, it's like it's a rarity. And if you do find them, they got like their own little collection of Barbie dolls next to them because it's so much plastic there. To be fair,
Yeah.
but like, it's funny as well. Like when you get that one City fan on Twitter, where it's like you'll say something like, I remember the other month it was like saying, Salah is best player in the world and things like that. Like Mahrez is better than Salah, and I'm like where have you been? Where have you been for the last season?
It's agendas people have on social media, mate. People might have saying agendas. But even if Mahrez like more goals and assists, I'd say I'm not asked. Mahrez has been City's best player this season by a country bloody mile. But yeah, 100%. Can't wait to the Arsenal for life. Obviously, I'm pretty sure you can't wait for your boys to hopefully get top 4, mate. Obviously, if it's out of all top 4 teams, I do hope. Obviously, I know me and Connor have got a couple of good Arsenal mates. Pretty sure a couple of years have as well in your circles. Fingers crossed, mate. But praying that you do get top 4. If it does mean United or Spurs and that do miss out. But my outsider, my rider would be West Ham. I'd love it. I'd absolutely love it in West Ham. Imagine West Ham in the Champions League.
I got that. Well, to be fair, I happen to win the Europa League, so I don't think they'll get top 4.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think they'll win the Europa League.
Imagine that. There'll be 5 Premier League teams in the Champions League. Then the Super League would happen. Go fuck me.
Don't start that. That's a whole like TikTok clip in itself. Just like everyone just going absolutely mental on each other.
all the big dogs in Europe, like in Spain and the Bundesliga, like, can't be arsed with the Premier League because you've got all the money and everything. Got to win big ears. I live in house number 70. Oh, good omen there, lads. If you win it, then you've got to buy another property and go into number 8 for next season if you want. Go with the cup with number 7 as my house. Great chat, lads. Really do appreciate it, Steve, as well. Romano, Mike, how you doing, la? Romano tapping merchants, but he doesn't miss. Oh, there's been plenty of stories. He's
Genie
missed
Wijnaldum to Barcelona.
Yeah, I think he put his whole bloody mortgage on Ginny going to Barca, didn't he? But yeah, appreciate it, Mike, and Steve, and every single one of you for tuning in. Get to Liam's last comments, and then we will jump into like obviously the little subsections, and we'll get your thoughts on that as well. What do you guys think of the high line? I think it's been a key to our amazing clean sheets run recently. It's amazing the amount of teams we are catching offside these days. Yeah, Liam, it's absolutely tremendous, mate. I think obviously us being Liverpool fans, we see every single second of every Liverpool game. But when you on match of the day, obviously you've got to fill time up on their schedule, and obviously it'd literally be just Liverpool attacks and goals and no opposition. It's mad, mate. And this agenda on social media, like the trend, the counter friend, blah blah blah. This one with the high line, as you said there, Liam. No team in the whole of Europe has caught teams off the most. I mean, it's like 100 odd plus, 120 plus. It's so effective in terms of overall, in terms of defensive display, as Liam said. But in terms of Liverpool transitioning their play in terms of the final third of the pitch. It's so integral, and it probably has evolved a lot, especially with the ability of Liverpool have used VAR to their advantage, but in the right areas.
Yeah, no, it is, and I think we've caught players offside. Like I think it's like 142 times,
Yeah,
which is, and I think like City are the next one with like about 50 odd, which is insane when you think about it. But when we first, I know me and you, we've spoken about this over the years, and it was like when the High Line was first introduced. I know all of us, we wasn't a fan of it, but now with the defense looking the way it is, having Virgil back, Matip as well, playing unbelievable, it works now. Yes, it's the odd occasion where you do get caught, but you're fortunate with the pace, especially if you've got people like Kanate and Virgil playing, two that absolute machines that has a ton of pace that can sprint back. You're more than fine, but it's that thing as well as when Liverpool win the ball, high up, you have a better chance than it's high risk, high reward type situation, and that's how we've done it, over the last like 2-3 years, and that's why last season we lost so many games because we were trying to figure out how to get the likes of Nat Phillips and
God's out. Yeah, I was going to say God help Nat Phillips. He wasn't the quickest, was he?
No,
it was like having Kyrgiakos at the back in terms of his speed.
Like he had a phenomenal header on him, but he cannot run for anything. But yeah, it is that though, isn't it? And the fact that this season now we've managed to come back into like the swing of things is brilliant. And look, Jurgen's. It's always a pre-season where Jurgen brings something new to the squad. It isn't like the same old repetitive thing. And, again, you'll have teams, copying the Liverpool way of the high line sometimes. And it's interesting, but of course you have to have, very pacey centre-halves and full-backs to, run back if things do go wrong.
And we've got it. Sounds easy. Easy as you like. Bish, bash, bush. Liverpool win the league and we win everything up the fucking Neds.
Simple as.
And shout out to obviously the two men that aren't at Liverpool at the minute, as you said, and rightly so. Nat Phillips was absolutely tremendous, and if Liverpool are, as we all know, if we do go on to win the Champions League, we all remember the two lads that got us Champions League football last year, Nat Phillips and Reece Williams, absolute quality lads, and they're obviously a credit to Liverpool Football Club as well. But yeah, 100% agree with you there, Liam. Most fans you can have banter with. Yeah, it's the thing, isn't it, Mark? Obviously, there's banter, then there's the absolute horrible specimens of humans, like on this planet that obviously take it too far anyway. And the only City fans I know don't even live in the UK, they've even been to the empty ads. I think what's for dinner? Hopefully Sunday Roslar. I think it's right in saying there's potential 15 games left, 5 + 2 + 8, and we've won 11 consecutive matches twice, all competitions, and 18 consecutives, league only. Absolute quality comment there, mate. You never know. So it goes on to say, so if we won all 15, it could be a new club record, all competitions. Total would be 18, as we have won our previous 3. I think those stats are correct. I think you're correct there, mate, and spot on. Absolute legend. I'll tell you what, that would be special if we did win all of them. I live in a small town in Ireland. I know only 2 people out of about 100 people that I know that support City. There's more Leeds, Everton, and Villa here than City fans. Spot on there, Liam. Right, guys, we'll go on to the next subheadings. Kind of got relayed, but obviously it was more interesting in what you all have to say, and obviously most importantly Connor as well. So obviously Egypt, quickly gloss over this to Con. It's going to be a mad. Everyone, let us know your thoughts on this subheading. Egypt lead 1-0 going into the game. It was the first time, Con and chat, that Salah has won against Senegal in his playing career internationally for Egypt. It's going to be a massive night tomorrow night for both players, isn't it?
I'm not going to lie. I just think Senegal are going to win 1-0 and it's going to go penalties again.
Oh, I can't. No, you don't need to be playing anymore.
Lon, I think it's going to go to penalties.
Oh, yeah. Then we'll have to do a live stream. Watch along tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow, everyone. If you don't know, we remember that one, don't we? Absolute legends, everyone that tuned in. I think it was my highest rated bloody video views. So, if you want to see me and Con comment on the second leg tomorrow, you should smash this like button. But yeah, let us know who you think will go through tomorrow in Senegal, Egypt. Obviously, they'll progress into the World Cup. It'd be fantastic for both teams anyway. As I said at the top of the show, I made up Mane won. And if it was to see Salah progress into the World Cup, it'd be fantastic because both of them would have kind of something to be positive about, really. Even though Mane would be absolutely bloody gutted. And this one's a good talking point. This one really gets on my tits. I don't know if it gets on everyone else's tits. I've got big tits after lockdown, so it sounds. One of the most underrated, is he? For me, he is.
I think that's a dumb question. Of course he is. Like, it's Joel Matip. Like, he should be recognised one of the best, but he's not. Like, some people still think that friggin' Varane's a better centre half than, Joel Matip this season. So, what world are you living in? All right, Varane's won Champions Leagues and that, but if you're basing it on current form, Joel Matip is, one of the most informed centre halves in world football. For me, if we're talking about, team of the season, which will be coming around, in terms of, PFA and so on, Joel Matip is certainly in the conversation. But of course, it'll most likely be Virgil and then between, Diaz and Rudiger. But for me, Joel Matip definitely deserves to be in that conversation. He's been tremendous this season. We've even said as well, he's playing, a bit above Virgil's level, which
100%,
just goes to show you. So for me, undoubtedly, he's one of the best in the world, and still gets not the recognition he deserves, and it's shocking, realistically.
Yeah, outside of Liverpool, most importantly, mate. We all know how good Joel is. In terms, obviously, it's helped him massively in terms of getting that consistent run of form. Konate, as you mentioned there, mate, at the top of the show, him coming in, Konate, allowing Matip that bit more recuperation time. I think, obviously, we've seen that with the people behind closed doors that Liverpool brought in terms of the physios and all, like the scientists in and around football in terms of getting Thiago as fit as possible, Naby as fit as possible. And that's very much coming to bear fruits, really, now in terms of Matip. Mate, yeah, 100% in terms of what he offers Liverpool is very special in terms of not just defensively as well. And we've seen, I think he's got two assists already in the Premier League. It's still good for the centre half, obviously, especially he's not being a full back. Obviously, Trent and Robbo and the likes of Cancelo's get ridiculous numbers within the league, but I think for going forward for Liverpool this season, he's really opened up our game in terms of breaking that line, especially from the attacking sense in terms of the opposition, and then stepping into the midfield and then going on those mazy runs. I know we all joke about it, but he's so good in terms of it bamboozles midfield players in the league, and you're like, hang on, who's tracking him? Obviously, and then you've got Fabinho dropping into that central hole and just given that protection in terms of what obviously Matip wants, but absolutely tremendous, mate. Joel, hopefully, if it wasn't for Salah getting all the goals, I think everyone's player of the year, if Salah does continue with this upward trajectory and Liverpool do win the league, hopefully. I think obviously rightly so, Salah should win player of the year, 100% with obviously his goals and assists, but in terms of what Joel Matip offers Liverpool in terms of defensive sense as well, Liverpool are hopefully going to go on to win number 20, then fingers crossed. I think he's got to be up there. Easy, yeah, obviously, I think he's got to be very close. Chat, but if you could vote, I'll ask Connors 1 to 3 now. If you could vote now, obviously, I think everyone will have Salah as number one, obviously, in terms of voting for player of the year. In terms of the Premier League, so we'll do the Premier League. I'd go, say hypothetically, if Liverpool do win the league, I'd say Salah.
It's then who's next?
Because it's either going to be Trent or I go Matip for me second, and then Trent third. Con, chat, get us your 1 to 3 of Liverpool to win the league. Who would be your players of the season? You could pick non-Liverpool players as well.
For me, like Liverpool, it would be Salah, Trent, Fabinho for me.
Oh yeah, Fabinho. We've got that many bloody world-class players in England. Fabinho, 100% agree with you. Chat, let us know your 1 to 3 at Liverpool. We hopefully go on to win number 20th league title anyway. Who would be your players of the season, 1 to 3, if the season finished now? Obviously, everyone would pick Salah, but interesting fact there as well. Oh yeah, Jose, I love this song, mate. Obviously, if you haven't seen it, go on TikTok or Twitter, you'll find the video. See me, of course. His passport says he's Greek, but we all know he's Scouse. Apologies, I just busted that out, Jose and everyone. I've been blessed with a Beatles voice. But yeah, no, it's a lovely little song, that, mate. Jack and Gone, it's absolutely quality, mate. Obviously, it's a lot better without me singing it, mate, anyway. So,
for God's sake.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like, but yeah. Jamie Webster's help. If you watched the gig in Madrid, Philip Square, you'd probably agree. Obviously, yeah, his importance, it's absolutely phenomenal, mate, wasn't it? Obviously, we've all seen the documentaries. I know a lot of my family members and my mates went to Madrid. I didn't have a ticket, but it was absolutely, it's amazing. It's the atmosphere in which, obviously, it was interesting. I think there was a lot of sound Spurs fans there as well. Obviously, everyone got on well. I think if it was like a City or a Man United, it probably would have been a bit more tension between the fans. But I think it helped out with Spurs. I think all the Spurs fans, I think we asked them to, obviously they were gutted to lose it, but I don't think come the end of the beginning of the year, they would never have expected to be in the Champions League final.
No, absolutely not. And especially, that Ajax team as well, they managed to get passed by as well. And who knows? We might end up all going to Paris, in a couple of all of us on the Euro stuff for a couple of hours.
Yeah. I'll go in someone's suitcase if you want to take me. I'll fit in there.
If you want to sneak me into the game, like it's like just shut me in.
Yeah. We've already mentioned that at the top of the show. If you are clicking on the video anyway, or if you're watching this on the repeats, obviously we did speak about it at the beginning of the show. I think it will get sorted anyway. And then just a quick one, Con. Obviously, the importance for this game, especially we spoke about the games in hand for certain games and the pressure in which this would mount on for Manchester City. Liverpool would go, I think, 2 points clear of Manchester City if we can win against them, as we mentioned at the top of the show. Burnley are going to be playing City in the Premier League, so it's going to be such an important game for them. But the excitement going to this game, mate, Connor, it's going to be electric, especially the atmosphere at Anfield. It's going to be like something. I think the crowd will very much get behind our lads.
Yeah, absolutely, and that could be the first time since probably around September since Liverpool were top of the league. And again, like we spoke about, it'll be that thing now. It's like Liverpool do better than City? If Liverpool do the job, 12:30 on Saturday, then it'll all be eyes will be looking at Manchester City, and if they was to drop points against like we mentioned earlier on against Burnley, the amount of pressure that would be then on City, midweek against Atletico Madrid, and then having to face us then at their home crowd. Imagine if Liverpool managed to do a Champions League game and went 3-0 up. Imagine the toxic atmosphere that would be at the Etihad. And it's the fact that then Liverpool could then look at themselves and go, right, we could be 5 points clear by that stage as well. The psychological factor in that is so huge, and the fact that we've all spoken about Liverpool being mentality monsters, and that is what we would prove again. Is like you go out, in that space as well. We've spoken about Atletico Madrid. Liverpool could be through in the into the semis of the Champions League as well. It's so many possibilities for it, and there's so many options that could happen. But of course, we just have to keep on doing what we're doing, and we have to keep on winning the games that we can win, and just forget about City. Get on with our business. Don't care what City do, and just go out and get 3 points.
Yeah, as you said there, mate. City, when the pressure in recent weeks, there was some force of nature going on at the Selhurst Park, wasn't there? I was watching that with my dad, and obviously, I don't know if you're watching the game with your nan or Con or everyone, wherever you're watching it. That ball wasn't going in the net, was it? There was something about that Selhurst Park goal. Must have been obviously the old Liverpool fans, the amazing away fans. Was a couple of Liverpool obviously that have passed away anyway, but it was something was keeping that ball out of the net. Tremendous, and it's moments like that, Con, and everyone in it that you think about it. You're like, could it be? But as he said there, Con, we've got to think one game at a time, focus on ourselves, and if the implosion does happen in terms of psychologically for Manchester City, in terms of off the field, we've seen in recent months. Maybe there'll be social media as well. Pep will have a bloody full-blown meltdown. You know, Pep stressed everyone. I think we all clock it. He rubs his face. Do you know when he rubs his face? And he's like that. Going the sideline, he was doing that against Palace, wasn't he? He was like, oh, yeah. But the arrogance from him to not at least bring on certain players within the game. The man's got, what, £500 million sat on the bench and he's not making any substitutions. I get that his arrogance outweighs everyone else, and he's like, no, these players on the pitch, and obviously Palace playing that low block in terms of, and obviously the players on the pitch probably suited a bit more in terms of playing against a low block team. But what we don't say there, can't go it.
Well, no, I've just seen Big's comment in the chat, which
oh yeah, all right, Luke or Vicky, thank you very much for tuning in, I hope you dropped a like, yeah, thank you very much for coming on, mate. Obviously, appreciate every single one of you for tuning in. Absolute legends. If we win the league, fish finger party at Jack's. Oh, Christ!
That was the comment.
out of context, McKindo. If you don't know, you don't want to ask.
You still want to know.
Yeah.
But it's that, isn't it? It's the fact that, look, we can all get carried away and go, look, we're going to win the league and things like that. The thing is, 1 week we could look amazing, the next week we could look absolutely terrible and just scrape through it. And then, the whole crisis would be like, oh, Liverpool this, Liverpool that. And it's like, look, it's going to be a rough journey to the end of the season. And if we can manage to get, the league title sorted, then, we would have deserved it. And that's at the end of the day.
Yeah, what's for dinner? In 77, we won the league by 1 point. No prizes for guessing who was second. We won the European Cup and just missed out on the FA Cup in the final. So most definitely have been here before 76, 77. Amazing, mate. Obviously, absolutely amazing. The fans, obviously, me dad used to go to quite a lot of the away games as well. And he's telling me about all the stories when he was on the Kop. When we went to that friendly game, obviously Steven Gerrard, shout out to Stevie, and you tell him what, Stevie is going to be bloody big in his Aston Villa team up. I think he'll put his own shin pads on and that when he's Steven Gerrard. 2 foot Pep on the sidelines or something. But yeah, 100% agree with him, mate. Special times in the 67, 77 as well. And obviously, I think, as bad as it was when Liverpool, I remember when we did lose that league title at Anfield, Liverpool, obviously, against Arsenal. I think that was the 81 season. Chat, you'll know anyway. Obviously, when the ex-Liverpool player, I remember my dad telling me that when I was quite young as well. That I've watched that back, and imagine if that was on now. Imagine like Twitter, Christ Almighty. Imagine, but yeah, the beans or just fish fingers. It depends if I want to spoil you, boys and girls. If we have a big, massive barbecue and we've won everything, then there'll be a massive gazebo outside my gaff, and everyone is welcome. Bring your own bevies. Don't be one of those stingy people that just robs everyone's bevies at a party. Go to a local co-op or something. There's one around the corner. But yeah, no, I tell you what, you shout out to you, mate. Hope you're having a good day, mate. And every single one of you is just going to be one hell of a party. But as Con and every single one of you have said today, we just got to enjoy the moments. All of us will. And just don't get too pressed up about it. If we do drop points here and there, just hopefully we'll be looking in the next 20, 30 years on this year and this critical stage, week by week, one game at a time. I know it's a typical player manager mentality, but that's what you've got to do, innit? as well. Spread the word, Party Jacks, if we win the league. Party in the whole of bloody Liverpool, mate, if we win everything. I think everyone would be opening the doors, like, or the Irish coming down to Liverpool, Connor coming down as well, Doug coming down from Scotland. Everyone descending on Liverpool, especially if we win everything. Christ. I think the bed and breakfasts, I think especially all the Liverpool family would be like, hey, do you want to come up there? But yes, Jack, hope you're good, lad. Not too bad, mate. Make sure you do. Can we get this video up to at least 20 likes as well? You're absolute legends. I know. I do appreciate it. And Con, on this final one as well, chat. Let me know who are the most overrated players in the Premier League for you.
Paul Pogba.
Oh, fucking hell, straight out there. I was going to ask you, pick a goalie, defender, midfielder, and attacker. I know who everyone's goalkeeper is.
Yeah, I think we all know. But
Go on.
I don't know. I'm trying to think defender wise. Defender's hard. Midfielder's Pogba, and undoubtedly Pogba. Attacker. Overrated attacker.
Richarlison for me.
Yeah, Timo Werner. Now looking at it.
Lukaku.
As well, but yeah, Lukaku, 100%. Defender. Reece James.
Wan-Bissaka. No, it's fucking Wan-Bissaka, isn't it?
Yeah, Wan-Bissaka. No, Harry Maguire.
Oh, Harry Maguire. The fridge. So yeah, go on. Who's your top 5 then? Chat, let us know your 1 to 5. So
if we're listing them,
wait,
who did you have?
No, just Ramsdale. If you've not put Ramsdale, chat, I'm going to be very disappointed. Ramsdale, the most overrated goalkeeper in the whole of Europe for me. Him and Pickford are up there, like, for shit.
Right, well, top 5: Pogba, Maguire, Lukaku, Ramsdale.
Pogba, yeah.
Fifth. I don't know who's 5th, but yeah, Pogba's number 1 for me.
I'm going to throw Bruno in there as well.
Ooh.
Especially when he's playing with Ronaldo. Christ, the man doesn't. The man goes missing in big games. I'm sorry.
Can we call Ronaldo overrated this season?
Oh no! You don't want to start that fucking argument. He's still a very good player. He's just in a poor.
Look, I just shout it out there because people will just be like,
I don't know. In a bit, Con. I don't even know who Connor is. Yeah, but it sounds as much as we despise Man United.
No, Ronaldo ain't overrated, but Pogba is hugely overrated.
Yeah, Maguire involved in every goal he is. Suki, Harry Maguire is the king of rondos. Oh, for fuck's sake, where's the lot? I'm having drinks 2 weeks in Liverpool. Well, John, absolutely more than 2 weeks, mate. But Connor, shout out your channel, mate. Obviously, where can everyone find you? Have you got any shows coming up tonight or possibly this week as well?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on. And yeah, the Cop Council, come over and check us out. Tonight we got a show, a little bit of transfer news. We're speaking about Mo Salah, of course, Rafinha as well, on his way to Barcelona, of course, former Liverpool target. And of course, there is some news about Fabio Carvalho as well, so we'll be talking about that tonight anyway. And also as well, we setting up the TikTok, because me and Jack have been speaking about it. For some reason, TikTok bangs.
Yeah, like for some reason, shout out to everyone that follows me on TikTok. I'm not doing dances today. I won't wait for you that.
Hang on a minute. If Liverpool win the league, will you do one? Just one?
Oh, of course. I've been doing cartwheels in my back garden. I'll probably break my neck like or something. But yeah, make sure you do head over and obviously subscribe to TikTok as well. Obviously for more shorter, narrowed down content as well. McCon, thank you for coming on, mate. Most importantly, every single one of yous. Mark, what's for dinner? Jose, Zuki, Luke or Ricky, depending on who it is, the 1890 Reds podcast. Jose, John, Mark, Liam as well. Mike as well, Mike Green, Steve, Arsenal for life as well. Connor, Mitchell, Jamie as well. North, Sebastian as well, and I'm pretty sure if I've missed you, really do apologise, but absolute legends, every single one of you that do tune into all the content. Have a lovely rest of your day, and let me know if you prefer the more live streams obviously the editing, I'm trying to improve me video editing in terms of my quality of my videos. So let us know your thoughts on that. And most importantly, let us know your thoughts on all today's content. And if you are watching this on repeat and you've smashed that like button, you absolute bloody legends. And we will see you tomorrow as well, Reds. Obviously, make sure you head over to the Cop Council tonight for Connor's shows and everything. And Reds, get what's for dinner? Oh, yeah. No, don't get me started on that. Maggot. I don't know if you've seen it. Type it into Twitter if you haven't seen it, or Google. Jack Grealish gets asked, like, young Aston Villa fan, and I think it was Tom Cody goes to Grealish. Oh, who do you support? And he's like, Villa, the kid. And Jack Grealish turns down and goes, oh, I bet you don't like me. And the kid's like, yeah, fuck off. Doesn't swear at him, but might as well have just swore at him. But Reds, obviously, shout out to their Mark as well. Head over, obviously, in the link there. Reds, have a lovely rest of your night. Enjoy your scran, whatever you're having, or your beverage. And we're nearly one day, a couple more days more, and we're past this shite of international football. But Reds, have a lovely rest of your night. Connor, nice one, lad. Most importantly, everything going to use. Have a lovely rest of your night, and you'll never walk alone. We'll see you tomorrow for another episode. Ta-ra, Reds.